Hey everybody, happy Monday. This is OSINT Blanc. I want to give a brief tip. Um, so I want to say on the front end of this, I'm only scratching the surface of what this tool can do. So if you have greater knowledge of it, please feel free to share that with me. I'd love to hear it. Um, I am a work in progress. I'm learning everything I can about OSINT right now, so just want to say that on the front end. I am by no means the expert. But that said, let's jump in. So I want to talk about programmable search engines, otherwise known sometimes as custom search engines. So this is a free tool, can be paid, but most of the time can be free for you, that Google provides. I'm gonna take off my cover here. So the what Google provides this for is to for websites to provide a custom search engine on their site that would allow their users to kind of search through their website a little bit easier. It takes advantage of Google's immense search crawlers, which are quite prolific. So it allows them to create a little search box that they can embed on their website, letting users search it. For our purposes, we're going to use this as an automation tool. There's lots of resources out there on Google Advanced Search Operators, otherwise known as Google Dorks. I'd highly suggest, if you're not using those a lot already, please go read up on them. They are game changers. Um, so they can be a little bit time consuming sometimes to craft out the right Google Dork for the right situation. So what we can do is take advantage of programmable searches to make this process a little bit easier on ourselves. Uh, so, what you're going to do, I'll post this link in the bio of this video, but you're going to go to programmablesearchengine.google.com. You're going to click get started, and you'll have to have a Google account and create one here for this. So you'll go ahead and do that. I've already created my account. I'm using one of my sock puppets to do this. So we will skip that part. So we are going to jump into the actual creation process. So after you go ahead and pause this, and then once you've gotten all signed in, we'll go to the next step. So I'll jump over to, so once you get logged in, this is what your programmable search menu is going to look like. You have a couple of options. You have new search engine, edit search engine. There's some help and forum stuff. For our purposes, we're just going to create a new search engine. Today we're going to say that we're investigating the mighty Bill Gates. We want to check him out, and we just want to we're really interested in any mentions of Bill Gates on Microsoft.com. So uh, in our in our menu here, we have sites to search. So this is exactly what it sounds like. Whatever sites you put in here are going to be the sites that our search engine actually peruses. So if you're investigating a target and you find some associated websites with them, you could throw all those websites into a custom search engine and then use it to search those websites quickly for relevant information. You could also use it to make quick searches for things like um, uh, PasteBin or PasteBin entries. There's a million PasteBin-like sites. That's one use case that I've used recently, or creating a search for multiple social media sites. So in this case, we're just going to do Microsoft.com. That's all. Let's just say that that's all we want to search. We're going to be looking at the old Bill. So we're going to we have our site to search. There are different parameters that you can use. So if you have you only want to search a part of the site, you are able to do that. You could break it down that distinctively if you want to search the entire site or the entire domain. So what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and search the entire domain. So we're going to put the Google programmable search does allow for wildcards, which is important to know. So we're going to put a wildcard period Microsoft.com, and that's pretty much all we need to do. We get to name our search engine. We're going to call it Looking for Bill. So that's pretty much all we need to do for this one. So if we had multiple sites, we could just keep on typing. We could do also www.microsoft.com, and we want to search again the entire site. We don't actually need to do that in this case because getting the domain is going to cover it. So we're going to hit create. It's going to save our search engine. It's going to take us to it. We can go to, from here, we could go ahead and get the public URL of our search engine, pop it open, and this is what it looks like. Pretty bare bones, but that's fine. We don't need anything fancy. If we wanted to edit it a little bit, we can pop into the search engine itself. So here we could edit the name, we could give it a description, we can give it keywords, which is a pretty cool little feature. So if, for instance, we only wanted to know about email addresses, we could type in email probably, and it's going to actually filter in that keyword for us automatically. If you click the little question mark here, it will again give you a description of what this does. For our purposes, we're not going to do that this time. We could get our search engine ID. We can get our public URL. You can turn on image search. I like to turn on images, so just to increase our results. Another important thing is we can actually search the entire web. It does, so that's going to add in general web search results. So this is not the best option if we're trying to weed things down like we are in this case. It can be helpful if you have something more general you're looking for. We'll talk about it here in a second, but you can actually filter down on certain document types or filter types, and so that might be a good way of using. That might be an instance where you'd want to search the entire web. So from here, this is pretty much you can add users to your profile. We can go to advanced. We can get search engine context. And so again, let's go ahead and just see what results get. We're going to type in Bill Gates. We're on Microsoft.com. And so we do find some results. So we say in March 13th, 2020, Bill Gates stepped down from the companies. We have a keynote speech from 2008. We have some articles about him. So we found some information about our target on the website. So again, this is just a quick way of creating your own little custom database that you can search through particular websites. It is very helpful, especially if your target is active in multiple places and you don't want to have to write out a dork for each one. I'll talk about also, and I'm like I said, I think I said at the beginning of this video, I'm just kind of getting into the full swing of things with customizable search engines. I know that there's a lot that you can do with them. One of the things I'm really just starting to scratch the surface of is using graph entities or schema types. So graph entities, we can add certain parameters for the search engine to search engine. We can add things like PDF or file format. There's also more esoteric things, like you can look for hostility. You can look for we could look for firearms, firearms or gun. depending on what we would do, we could look for love, human sexual activity. We can even search by people if they're specific enough. Search by fictional characters. So these are we can search by city context. I don't actually know where Bill Gates lives, but let's just say we could look by California as a U.S. state. So if we were to search now, it would actually add these as modifiers for our search. Um, we can also do schema types. They are coming from schema.org. Um, so, excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather, so apologize if my voice is quite low at the moment. I feel like I need to acknowledge that. So we can look under schema for what types of things exist here. So I think yeah. So again, so there under the concept of hope, we can see spoken by character. There's a blog schema. There's fact checking. Could look under like, oops, if I don't fat finger it. News. There's news articles, news media organization. So these are all. Let's say that we wanted to search by news media organization. So now we can come here. We can go news media organization, and again, that's going to add that as a schema, as a essentially a profile for us to search under. So with all of this, you can tie these things together. You can create search engines that would search a couple quick ones that I've thrown together are searching major social media sites. So I want to search all of them all at one time, but I want to filter out all other results. I made a search engine for that earlier today, so I did a social media search, and we can come here. Can look for our target again, Bill Gates, and we find several options. So we find Bill Gates. This is Bill Gates as Instagram. We find possible. It's probably like a public page. Facebook.Bill Gates. We find the LinkedIn there on the Bill Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So there's lots of great ways that you can utilize the CSEs or the programmable search engine. And so this is kind of it for today. I think that this is a fantastic tool. I'm really excited to begin to dig into more of the ways that I can utilize this. So yeah, hit me up on Twitter at OSINT Blanc. You can follow me on Medium under the same name at OSINT Blanc. I'd love to hear any great ways that you guys have come up with using these. So that's it for today. Hope you have a fantastic Monday. I'll catch you guys in the Twitterverse. See you later.